91070, and good luck.
Fact is that there was a covert activity.
It was February. The Tower Commission released its report on Iran-Contra.
Contrary to the public policy of the United States that was set by the president himself.
The big hit at the box office, John Lithgow and Harry and the Hendersons.
They're friends! Well, Grandpa, ask for the recording studio. I told you that.
On television, Wilford Brimley starred in Our House.
He's not going to do it to my grandson, I'll tell you that.
And the #1 hit, Madonna, Open Your Heart. What year was it? First caller with the correct year wins 2 tickets to Paley Fest LA's presentation of Better Call Saul on March 12th at the Dolby Theater. Timeline will air again tomorrow at 6:17 and tomorrow morning at 8:40. We will check your money in a minute. The happiest place on earth becoming one of the most expensive places on earth. It's 6:19.
Hey everybody, give me your ear for a second. Here's a good old story about a family in Rancho Santa Margarita. They had $122,000 in credit card debt, $46,000 in old tax debt. Oak Tree Law was able to eliminate 100% of that debt and give this family a fresh start. Here's a married couple in Corona. They've been fighting with their bank for years trying to get a modification to keep their house. Bank kept saying no. Oak Tree Law steps in, files a lawsuit against the lender, and not only did the lender finally grant the couple modification with a lower interest rate and a lower payment, they also gave them $3,500 to stop the litigation process. Talk about turning the tables. That's awesome. Listen, if you have mortgage debt, credit card debt, business debt, any kind of debt, maybe you owe me money, do yourself a favor and call Oak Tree Law and let them help you out. 1-800-694-1616. 1-800-694-1616. An A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call for a free consultation. 1-800-694-1616. You got nothing to lose but bad debt. 1-800-694-1616.
Tonight on A New Scorpion, the smartest team on the planet meets their worst criminal yet. Lots of people could get killed. Eric Roberts guests. New Scorpion, CBS tonight.
6:20, Joan Doniger checks your money.
If you're figuring to take your out-of-town relatives to Disneyland when they visit this spring break, you'll all pay more for the privilege. Disney's new pricing policy started this week. Now it costs almost $120 to get into the park on peak days. California nursing homes, especially in Orange County, are running ahead of the nation in making sure their Medicare patients get all kinds of the most expensive kind of therapy. It's raising questions. The Register says some therapists say nursing home supervisors are directing them to give inappropriate treatment to frail patients. A new fast food chain is expanding its Southern California footprint. Raising Cane sells made-to-order chicken fingers. It compares itself to In-N-Out Burger with a limited menu philosophy. The new location opens tomorrow in Orange. And Starbucks is heading for the land of espresso. It's planning to open its first location in Italy and have it up and running next year. We check your money at 20 and 50 after each hour. I'm Bloomberg's Joan Doniger for KNX 1070 News Radio.
It's 6:21. 12 states will be holding primaries or caucuses tomorrow on Super Tuesday, and the results of those contests will be pivotal in the race for the White House. Reed Galen is a veteran California Republican strategist who was deputy director of the McCain campaign. We asked him if there's any stopping Donald Trump's momentum.
Well, if there's going to be a better start tomorrow, from what I've talked to many friends across the states, they expect everywhere but Texas he's going to do well. So I think as he wins more and more states, the road for anybody else becomes more and more narrow.
So what are going to be the key things to look for in tomorrow's returns?
Sure, I think whether or not Ted Cruz wins Texas, I think is first and foremost. If he can win his home state, he has a path to continue. If he cannot capture Texas, I think his road becomes almost unseeable as far as being the nominee. And then I think seeing how well Marco Rubio can do, if he can win a state anywhere, I think that's hugely important. But finishing a strong second in a number of places, I think, gives him a little bit more breathing room.
You know, I've heard this from a few analysts that you can talk some people out of their candidates still, and that always happens. But the Trump supporters are so pro-Trump. I mean, they won't even listen. Is that part of, I guess, the problem for everybody else?
That's a huge component of it. I mean, as most people know, politics is at first emotion more than anything else. And Trump is a highly emotional candidate, and his folks are very, very dedicated to him. And so even if they weren't going to vote for Donald Trump, they're probably not going to vote for anybody else. So I think that the idea of somebody leaving Donald Trump to go to Marco Rubio or Ted Cruz is likely not going to happen.
On the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders heading into Super Tuesday after a crushing defeat in South Carolina. Bill Hires is a Democratic strategist who works on the O'Malley campaign.
So